Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to show you how to remove your backup camera on a Honda Civic. Start out by opening up your trunk. The first thing we need to do is we need to remove this carpet on the trunk. That way we can get it off and then we can access the back side of the camera. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to have to remove these clips, and I'm just going to use a flathead screwdriver. They come out real easy. You just get between the clip and pry out on the center portion. So the clip is in the carpet like that. So it's going to come around to the side. You can see that section that has a little notch in it. Put the flathead in there and just pry up on the middle, and it pops that middle part out. And when that pops out, then you can just pull it out by, or with your hand rather. And then once all the clips are out, the carpet just comes right off. Next, we're going to remove the taillight and then also this trim piece. And the reason we have to remove the taillight is because the way this trim piece lays in here, you have to remove one of the taillights in order to get it out and then get it back in. So I'm just going to remove the driver's side taillight. You can remove either side, but I'm going to show you how to do the driver's side. So here is the back of the taillight. I'm going to be removing the driver's side. So if you're doing the passenger side, it's going to be a mirror image of this. But first thing we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and unplug the taillight by pushing on these tabs here. A little tab right there, and then pulling out. Same with this one, the tab's here in the front. Push on the tab and pull down. And then we need to remove these two bolts and this nut using a 10mm socket and ratchet. And then we're going to push out on the taillight away from the trunk, and you can push on this stud right here that's on the taillight. If it seems to be stuck, you can just use a handle of like a screwdriver or something and just tap it or hit it, or just push out on it and push it up. And then on the other side, you're going to want to grab with your hand and start pulling up on it. And if you feel some resistance while you're pulling out on the taillight, up and behind here, there's two clips. You got that one right there, and then you got this one back here, and those are on the end of the taillight, about right here and right here, going through the trunk. But if you just keep pulling up on it, gradually it'll pop those clips out, and just keep rotating it, and those clips will pop out. And now we're going to remove the center trim that goes around the camera. And to do that, we're just going to use a plastic pry tool to pry on the back of it. You can get these off Amazon for pretty inexpensive, and I'll put a link in the description below where you can get these. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here on the end where we took out the taillight, and we're just going to pry down on the center trim. And then we're just going to work our way across towards the other taillight. And now that the trim's off, I'm going to use my left hand and I'm going to reach up in here behind the camera, and you'll feel a little tab on either side, and you want to push in on one tab and push out on the camera, and you can see that one side's loose, and then once that side's loose, go around to the other side and pop that other tab in while pushing out on the camera, and it pops that camera loose. And now that the camera's out, you can see the tabs on both sides right there in the middle. That's the tab I was pushing in to release it. And once it's out here, you can just push on the wire plug here, push on that tab, and pull out on the camera to release the camera. And then you can take your new camera or the same one and put it back on. Just plug it in and then press it into the hole, and those will automatically clip in, and then you're good to go. And then the only other thing is when you are putting the center trim on, it can be a little bit tricky on the side where we still have the tail light on. So what you want to do is kind of come in at an angle and get it behind the tail light, and you want to slide, just kind of slide it in and then get that clip in, and once it's in the hole, then you can press up on it, and then just make sure all these other clips are aligned before you press them in. And I think it's easier to take the driver's side taillight out and then just sneak it back in behind the passenger side. So if you're doing this, I would take the driver's side taillight out, but it can be tricky to put the center mount back in. If you have to, you can take that taillight out to get the trim back in to sneak it past there. That can be a little hard, but that's it, guys. Just go ahead and put your taillight back in and your carpet, and you're all set. Thanks for watching.